Hello everyone. A very warm welcome to everyone for the virtual session of Science Children. So we are going to see what we are going to do today. We are going to have NCERT exemplary continuation. Since we have many more questions to do, let us have some more concepts recap through question answers from the NCERT. So let us continue with the chapter Transportation in Animals and Plants, chapter 11, part 11. Here we will continue with the NCERT exemplar. What are we going to do today? We will see short answer questions. In the previous session we have seen very short question answers. Now we will see very short answers for the questions. Now we will continue from question number 13. Name the only artery that carries carbon dioxide rich blood. Next part of the question, why is it called an artery if it does not carry oxygen rich blood? So, name the only artery that carries carbon dioxide rich blood, that is the impure blood. Normally, as you have seen in the structure of the heart and functions, we have seen of every part of the heart, we have seen it carries oxygen rich blood to all the parts of the body. But there's one artery which will carry carbon dioxide rich blood, that is impure blood. Then why it is called artery when it is not carrying oxygen rich blood? And that artery is pulmonary artery. That pulmonary artery is called an artery because it carries blood away from the heart. This is the only reason. Because the function of the artery is to carry blood away from the heart. That means uh, that's why it is so named as artery. And this is a special artery. It is the only artery which carry carbon dioxide rich blood, that is impure blood. I hope this is very clear. You can relate to the concept of the different parts of the heart which we have learned in the previous session of this chapter. You can go back to the structure of the heart. You can see the working of the heart. You can see how heart has four chambered and different arteries and veins which we have discussed, and the flow of the blood we have discussed. Now question number 14. Bujo's uncle was hospitalized and put on dialysis after a severe infection in both of his kidneys. This is a very severe illness, very severe case. What is dialysis? When does it become necessary to take such a treatment? So, dialysis is a periodical filtering of blood through an artificial kidney. We have learned about artificial kidney where there's a kidney failure. If one kidney fails and the other kidney is not functioning properly, then dialysis has to be done because kidney helps in filtering blood, and if the blood is not filtered, all your body will have carbon dioxide rich or the toxic blood will spread in your body, and that can lead to coma. It can lead to multiple organ failure, that can lead to death. That's why artificial kidney is used as a treatment for filtering blood, and dialysis is done when kidney fails to function. This is it becomes necessary for such a treatment, and we should be very careful about our kidney. And kidney is a body filter, as you know. I hope this is very clear with you. Now question number 15. Name the process and the organ which helps in removing the falling waste from the body. Now you have to see the process of which help in removing the falling waste. Carbon dioxide is a waste, so how it is removed? Undigested food is a waste in the body, how it is removed? Urine is a liquid waste, how it is removed? Sweat, again a liquid waste, so how this is removed? Let us see process um, and the organ use. So carbon dioxide is removed through exhalation, is done by lungs. Then egestion, that means undigested food is given out by large intestine. That is egestion, elimination of the unwanted food or undigested food. Then your urine, the process involved over here is excretion. You excrete out um, the unwanted liquid, that is a waste liquid in the form of urine, and that is done by all the organ kidneys. We have a pair of kidney. That means we have two kidneys. Then how sweat is given out? This process is called as perspiration, and the organ involved in this is the organ involved in perspiration is sweat glands. So sweat is again an unwanted liquid waste in the body, and we have sweat glands and beneath the skin, and our skin is porous. So skin is porous, and sweat gland help us to remove the liquid waste under the skin, and this is done by sweat glands. We all sweat, as you all know. I hope this is very clear with you. Next, we will see observe figure 11.2 and answer the given questions. Let us see. Here you have a stethoscope where they had marked different parts of the stethoscope A, B, and C. So you have to name the instrument and label the parts A, B, and C. So the given instrument is a stethoscope, very simple. Then what is A? A is called as diaphragm, where it is kept on the chest to check the heartbeat, as you all know. And B is a tube, and C is the earpiece, which is the doctors put in their ears to know the heartbeat. So this is a very simple question where you have seen stethoscope, and the doctors use this to know the heartbeat, to know the heart rate. I hope this is very clear with you. And diaphragm is very sensitive, you know that. Question number 17 here. Paheli noticed water being pulled up by a motor pump to an overhead tank of 5-story building. She wondered how water moves up to a great heights in the tall trees standing next to the building. Can you tell why? Now let us see the solution for this. Paheli noticed water being pulled up by motor pump to an overhead tank of 5-story building. How water can move up to a 5-story building? There is quite a good height. So let us see. Can you tell why? Roots absorb water and minerals from the soil continuously. Evaporation of water from leaves creates suction force which causes the water to move upwards. So now she wondered how water moves up to a great height in the tall trees. This is because of the suction force. You have learned about the suction force. This is how even in the tall trees, you can imagine, you can compare with the water being pulled up on a 5-story building. Similarly, if you have a very tall tree, how the water and nutrients from the root reaches to on the top of the trees. This is how, that is a suction force comes into play because of the water pressure is different in the different parts of the tree. That water pressure is created, the difference in the water pressure will create suction force, and that suction force will cause the water to move upward. So this is how the water pressure difference help the gradation, the difference in the water pressure creates lots of force, and that will help to move water and minerals from the soil to reach on top of the trees. Even if the tree is very tall, this is how you can compare the pulling of water with the help of motor pump. Motor pump also use the similar principle, but here what motor pump, you are operating and you have made motor pump, but in trees, tall trees, this suction force is naturally created. So motor pump also we use a similar principle to pull up water. Question number 18. Match the parts of the heart in column 1 with the direction of flow of blood in column 2. So you should know about the flow of blood in the various parts of the heart, which you have already learned. Let us see the direction of flow of blood. Here you have column 1 and column 2. Right, column 1, right ventricle, pulmonary veins, left atrium, pulmonary arteries, left ventricle and right auricle. Then in column 2 you have pushes blood into the pulmonary artery. Next you have take deoxygenated blood from the heart to the lungs. Next receives blood from different parts of the body. Next bring oxygenated blood from the lungs to the heart. pushes blood into the aorta. Next, receives deoxygenated blood from the pulmonary veins. So now they use a term deoxygenated, that means impure blood, that means carbon dioxide rich blood, and oxygenated blood means pure blood, that means oxygen rich blood. So you should not get misled with the terms deoxygenated, oxygenated. Oxygenated means pure blood, that means oxygen rich blood, and deoxygenated means carbon dioxide rich blood, that is impure blood. Now you have to match this column and you have to find the correct matching for this. Let us see the answer. What is the function of the right ventricle? Pushes blood into the pulmonary artery. What does pulmonary veins do? Bring oxygenated blood from the lungs to the heart. Then left atrium receives deoxygenated blood from the pulmonary veins. And pulmonary arteries, they take deoxygenated blood from the heart to the lungs. Left ventricle pushes blood into the aorta, and right auricle receives blood from different parts of the body. So if you have to do this and you have to understand how this column is being matched, you can go back and check for the structure of the heart, and you have to check the flow of blood in various parts of the heart, where in that session we have discussed the function of each and every part of the heart and the flow of blood from the heart to the body and from the body to the heart. All that we have discussed, we have seen a flow diagram that time. So you can refer to that video session and you can match the column. Next, read the following terms given below. You have to read the terms given below and group the terms on the basis of the categories given below. So let us see: root hairs, xylem, urethra, arteries, kidneys, veins, atria, capillaries, heart, ureter, phloem, urinary bladder. Now you have to group the terms on the basis of the categories given below. First category, the circulatory system of animals. Second category should be excretory system in human. And the third category, transport of substances in plants. So let us see the solution. The circulatory system of the animals, you will have arteries, atria, capillaries, veins, heart. These are the group of words which you will use from the given terms over here, and you are going to pick up the correct terms to which is required for the given system. That means the circulatory system of animals will require arteries, atria, capillaries, veins, and heart. These are the terms related to circulatory system. Now let us see what are the terms related to excretory system in human. That we will have ureter, kidneys, urethra, urinary bladder. If you are sure about the excretory system, the circulatory system, the various process in human body which we have already learned, then you can easily do this question. I hope this is very clear. Then transport of substances in plants. What are the related terms? Root hairs, xylem, and phloem. This is very clear. Just you have to pick up the relevant terms and make a system, and you have to describe the system with the given terms. I hope this is very clear. Then filling the blanks of the following paragraph using just two words, arteries and veins. So you have to put a correct relevant words, arteries and veins in this given paragraph. Let us see the solution. In the solution we will insert the arteries and veins. Now let us see in the blanks we had put arteries and veins, and it is shown with the bold. So over here arteries carries oxygen rich blood from the heart to all the parts of the body, and veins carry carbon dioxide rich blood from all the parts of the body back to the heart. C, veins have thin walls, and D, arteries have thick elastic walls. Blood flows at high pressure in arteries. Walls are present in veins, which allow blood to flow only towards the heart. And arteries divide into smaller vessels. These vessels further divide into extremely thin tubes called capillaries. The capillaries join up to form veins. So here you just have to use two words in this paragraph, and you have to know the relevant process. You need to know the correct process. You need to know the proper function of arteries and veins, and you need to know the flow of blood from the heart to the various parts of the body, and from various parts of the body to the heart. So you should know the correct way of using arteries and veins in this given paragraph. I hope this is very clear with you. Then we will go for question 21. You are just going to watch the video, and you are going to go through the session again and again, so that it will be a recap for you, because some concepts will be little challenging for you. So this reinforcement through question and answer will be really helpful to you. While learning to ride a bicycle, Bujo lost his balance and fell. He got bruises on his knees and started bleeding. However, the bleeding stopped after some time. Why did bleeding stop? Very simple. What would be the color of the wounded area and why? And which type of blood cells are responsible for clotting of blood? This is a very simple question, and many times we have discussed. Let us see. The bleeding stopped due to formation of blood clots. As you know, a small cut in your body can lead to lots of blood loss, and it can lead to death. But it does never happen, because naturally blood clotting happen uh, where you have a injury. After some time, you blood will not flow continuously. There will be blood clotting, and blood will stop flowing. This is dark red due to clotting of blood. And who is responsible? Platelets are responsible for clotting of blood. Thank you, children, and have a wonderful day.